state of Jharkhand with distinction. He did doctoral degree in the field of controlled release formulations from JNTU Hyderabad. Subsequently, he launched himself into academic field as an assistant professor in Bapatla College of Pharmacy, Bapatla, in the year 1995 and promoted to associate professor and then professor, from which he was elevated to the present level of principal in the year 2006. Dr. T. Gopal Krishnamurthy sir has served as an academic supervisor to more than 60 master degree dissertations and 9 PhD degree dissertations for the award of MPharm and PhD degrees. He is presently guiding research scholars in different fields of pharmacy. He has published many research articles in reputed national and international journals. He shared his research experience on the platforms of 25 national and international conferences, workshops, seminars, and symposia. He is a member of professional bodies such as Indian Pharmaceutical Association and life member of Indian Pharmacological Society. He is also an advisory board member of the pharmaceutical company Apogen Remedies Private Limited based at Hyderabad. He received fellowship from Association of Pharmacy and Biotechnology and is a recipient of Meritorious Teacher Award from JNTU Kakinada. He is acting as editorial member for various journals, authored 4 textbooks and five patents. He acted as convener for 2 AICTE-sponsored national seminars and 2 staff development programs. He was granted generous funds from AICTE under RPS scheme as well as MODROP schemes during his academic service till now. He is serving as an editorial member for various reputed, peer-reviewed and indexed journals. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. T.G.K. Murthy sir to the session on redesigning drug delivery for a greener future. We are certain that this session will inspire all of us to think beyond traditional methods and look forward towards a future where sustainability and drug delivery go hand in hand. Without further ado, let me hand over the session to Dr. T.G.K. Murthy sir.
Thank you, madam, for your nice elaborate introduction about me. And at the outset, I wish to thank the organizing committee and all the participants who are showing keen interest to learn something. So, can I share the slide, madam?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madam, my screen is visible?
Yeah, visible, Murthy garu.
Thank you, Ramana garu. Slides are moving?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the outset, I wish to congratulate all the faculty members who joined this session. So during COVID as well as the post-COVID, we all faculty members changed from conventional blackboard teaching to the innovative teaching methodologies, where we are using some statistical or computational tools to explain the things properly, elaboratively to the student community. In similar way, there is also a time to change the conventional research to innovative research methodologies. So, with respect to drug delivery systems, so there are advanced drug delivery systems, controlled drug delivery systems, targeted drug delivery systems. Even that is a conventional drug delivery system, there is a need to shift from the traditional technology or the traditional composition to change in order to tune the demand by various regulatory agencies as well as to meet the patient acceptance criteria. And hence, redesigning the drug delivery system for a greener future is required to safeguard the safety of the patient as well as to protect our planet. So, what is the current drug delivery challenges? Because whenever there is a challenges, there is a need to convert those challenges into opportunities. The first challenge is the environmental compliance rules is more stringent year by year. The government agencies, as we are facing some crisis due to the existing scenario, in order to overcome such kind of hurdles, obviously the government, that may be a central government or state government, regulatory agencies are changing their strategies to protect the environment as well as the public safety. And hence, as they are continuously changing the rules, regulations with respect to regulatory monitoring, and hence the industries are also shifting to meet the challenges or to meet the whatever the regulations framed by governing agencies. And this other one is the microbial organisms are going to get the resistance towards the antibiotics which we are using. And antimicrobial resistance is also one of the worrying problem. In order to overcome the antimicrobial resistance, or otherwise we have to continuously go on research to find out new antimicrobial agents in order to kill completely the microbial organisms, and which is a difficult task. And the third one is the materials which we are using, that may be for packing of solid dosage forms or in order to administer the sterile dosage forms like injections, ophthalmic formulations. Such materials are of a non-biodegradable nature. So it is better to shift from non-biodegradable materials to biodegradable materials. And the other one is the contamination or pollution of the water. The industry, a pharmaceutical industry or a bulk drug industry or a formulation industry or any other chemical industry is yielding abundant impurities into the surrounding environment. So effluent treatment system should also be required in order to prevent the contamination of the surrounding water, as that water is required for not only drinking of human being, that water is also utilized by animals, birds, whatever it may be. So in order to safeguard the health of the human being as well as the other living organisms, there is a need to prevent the contamination of the water surrounding to the industry, so that the water will be pure and it should be potable in nature. So these are all the present challenges which are generally observed. So in order to overcome such kind of challenges, there is definitely a need to go for an alternative drug delivery systems or changes in present drug delivery system, that may be replacement of the present excipients with other excipients or shifting from one process to another process. Even a simple example, paracetamol tablet. The paracetamol tablet preparation requires the bulk drug paracetamol. That paracetamol may be produced from different bulk drug industries. So the process used for synthesis of paracetamol may vary from one industry to another industry. Accordingly, the impurities present in the paracetamol procured from one supplier to another supplier is different. So the efficacy of the product, the impurity profiles are quite changes. And that is why the paracetamol cost obtained from one supplier to another supplier is also different. The next one is paracetamol tablets may be produced by different manufacturers, as we are having availability of the brands like Calpol, Crocin, Metacin. So here the composition used, the excipients used are different, the technology may be different, and hence the cost will also be different. So which technology is best suited, that all we have to take into consideration. So why means what are the goals of this green drug delivery system? Is one is the major impact is circular economy. So how to cut down the cost incurred in the production of pharmaceutical dosage forms, that may be used for processing, that may be used for procuring of excipients, or that may be in terms of the changing from one technology to another technology. So how we can maximum reduce the cost involved in the production of any pharmaceutical dosage form, so that the economy can be utilized, can be improved. That is one objective of the green drug delivery system. And the second one is shifting of the present materials to biodegradable materials so that the degradation materials are not causing any harm to the human being as well as the planet. So, the biodegradable materials, especially the plastic, which is the major consideration nowadays. So, replacement of such kind of materials with biodegradable materials is going to safeguard the health of human as well as the environment. Renewable resources. So whatever the source of excipients, for instance, cellulose, which is commonly used in pharmaceutical industry, that may be microcrystalline cellulose, HPMC, or ethyl cellulose. So such kind of cellulose-based polymers are of expensive in nature, and we are generally means rely on the other countries who are involved in supplying of such kind of materials. Instead of that, so in the Andhra Pradesh itself, we are having several rice industries which are going to generate abundant rice husk. Rice husk is one of the source of cellulose. So why can't we go for such kind of renewable resources? Because as long as human being is there, definitely we have to eat some materials like rice, where rice husk is continuously produced, and hence if you are recirculating that kind of husk into an edible cellulose based products, we are not having any problem with respect to the materials. So as long as natural resources are continuously available to the public or industry, we can rely on such kind of renewable resources. The other one is enhanced bioavailability. So one reason is, for example, a person is suffering with diabetes. In order to treat diabetes, some persons just by controlling diet is sufficient, whereas some persons by walking or exercise or meditation may be useful, whereas some persons may depend on drugs. Why the current drugs are not able to monitor, regulate the diabetes or blood glucose levels? Some persons may respond for metformin, some persons may respond to glipizide, some persons may be pioglitazone. Why it is different from person to person or person responds towards a drug or drug delivery system? That is also another questionable or debatable task. So, how to safeguard the patient response? How to identify the patient response towards the administered drug or drug product? And accordingly, if you are able to administer a suitable drug or dosage regime, then the patient will be more reactive and we can reduce the dose also. Because unnecessary utilization of a drug or overutilization of a drug dose may lead to some other side effects, as they are going to affect the vital organs such as liver and kidney. So if you are increasing the bioavailability, obviously we can reduce the dose. So reduction of dose not only leads to alterations in the price or cost involved in the product, it will also be useful in order to reduce the cost involved in the production of drug delivery system, and we can happily supply the drugs to in an affordable cost to the patients, which will give utmost satisfaction for the researchers as they are able to produce an effective drug delivery system with an affordable cost bear by the patients. So these are all the goals of the green drug delivery systems. And current drug delivery system and their environmental impact. Of course, as far as my knowledge is concerned, each and every present drug delivery system is not only influence the patient or the person or an animal which is receiving the drug delivery system because of side effects or overdose or adverse drug reactions. Apart from that, it is also going to yield some environmental impact. Of course, here I am showing only three dosage forms, and that indicates that is not indicating that the rest of the dosage forms are not causing any environmental impact. Each and every dosage form, that may be the process utilized during the production of drug delivery system, or the packing materials, or the user after completion of the drug delivery system, that utilizer may throw the contents into the environment, which may directly or indirectly influence the environmental, that may be either primary packing material or secondary packing material. So irrespective of that, each and every material currently which we are enjoying is causing some influence or impact on the environment. For instance, the inhalers. The inhalers, as that may be metered dose inhaler, or it may be a dry powder inhaler, we are using some propellants, and these propellants are going to cause the environmental in a negative fashion, or it is going to cause some deleterious effect to the environment. Similarly, the injections, most of the syringes which we are using are undoubtedly of plastic. So that kind of waste in the devices which are used to inject the contents, because they are all of most of the cases they are of disposable in nature. So we are simply throwing into the surrounding environment, which is not biodegradable, which is accumulating and causing several influence or impact on the soil as well as the air pollution. And similarly, in case of solid dosage forms, where we are using either blister pack or strip pack, the material after withdrawal of the stipulated number of dosage forms from the packing material, we are throwing that blister pack or strip pack into the environmental. Again, it is a non-biodegradable material. So if we are able to produce an edible or biodegradable materials for packing of solid dosage forms, so that may be an alternative to overcome such kind of environmental influence. So innovations in sustainable drug delivery systems which required is, one is eco-friendly devices, means the devices which are used to administer a drug or drug delivery system, if it is fabricated with biodegradable materials, after completion of its job, even we are throwing into the environment, which will be degraded. And then the most important is not only the material itself, the degraded material should also not cause any negative influence to the environment. Or we can, if you are using recyclable packaging materials, so the packing materials which once used, again, if it is able to be reutilized for packing of subsequent batches, so that it is not going to be cause any effect on environment, because it is continuously we are able to recirculate, and accordingly the production of packing materials or the need for production of packing materials can also be minimized, because the initial use utilized batches again we are able to reutilize to fulfill its purpose. And other one is supply chain. Supply chain indicates the process which is involved from the production of drug delivery system up to the utilization. So the way we are having destination or endpoint. So the primary point is the production and the endpoint is the utilizer. So the process involved during the production to utilizer, there should not be any loss of the material during transshipment as well as after administration of the drug or drug delivery system. If the patient is able to utilize at least 80% of the administered dose in order to improve his health, in order to manage a disease or disorder, and automatically we can say it is having good sustainability involved in the supply chain, involved in the from the manufacturer to the consumer. Consumer here is obviously patient, and the manufacturer is who is involved in the production of a drug product or drug delivery systems. So in this way, there are different pathways, different points where we have to control, where we have to monitor, regulate each and every step involved in the supply chain of drug product from manufacturer to the end utilization. So these pillars of sustainable chemistry in drug delivery system, well, one is a degradation design. So degradation design is the design itself ensuring that the products automatically broke down naturally, means spontaneously without any expenditure of energy, so that the decomposed products because some of the polymers which we are using, and I hope that some cases after administration of a drug delivery system, there may be some side effects and toxic effects. The public usually expect that drawback of the drug delivery system is because of the drug. Later regulatory agencies identified it is not because of the drug, it is because of some excipients involved. Because that excipient is not safe, and hence they banned or they changed those excipients. Later, go on observations, some of the polymers or some of the materials which are used in the production of drug delivery system itself will decompose, and the decomposed products of that polymer or the excipients used in the production of drug delivery system may be of toxic in nature. So we have to make ensure that not only adjuvants employed in the production of drug delivery system, if there is any breakdown or metabolism of the excipients, even that adjuvant decomposed products should also not cause any deleterious effect uh, to both human being as well as the environment. And it is better to go for safer chemicals. So the excipients, the raw materials involved in the production of drug delivery system should also be good in nature. Good in the sense, not only the quality. So they should not cause any effect, because quality is a regulatory checkup and we use it to check both drug as well as excipients. So here the safer chemical means the excipients. So I would like to ask one question for the participants. So please respond, because in order to encouragement to the resource person, your active involvement, your active participation is also much required. So the question is, so can you name the drug which is used if a patient is having hypoglycemia? In order to treat hypoglycemia, what is the commonly recommended drug? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It is
Sir, sir, audible.
25% drugstores.
Okay. So what about glucagon? Can we use glucagon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another purpose of glucagon is it is also used to treat myocardial infarction. But the dose required to treat this myocardial problem and hypoglycemia is not same, right? So in one case, say for example, if we require 50 mg, and in order to treat other disorder, 100 mg is required. So to treat two diseases, same drug is useful, but one disorder, 50 mg is required, whereas in case of another, we are having 100 mg dose is required. But I am having availability of only 50 mg ampoules. So can I go for two ampoules? 2 into 50 mg, so that 100 mg dose is available and we can give it to the patient? Whether that approach is correct?
I think no, sir.
Good. Yes. Why it is not correct?
The combination criteria is quite much different, sir. Right.
Okay. So here the problem is actually in both the cases, antimicrobial preservative is used, that is phenol. In case of 50 mg, the phenol concentration is safe. Whereas in case of 100 mg, we are using phenol quantity is also doubled, not only the drug. So the antimicrobial preservative is not now safe to the human being, as we are injecting high doses of antimicrobial preservative. In case of 50 mg, it is acceptable because it is within the required or permitted concentration. Because we are taking two ampoules, each of 50 mg glucagon, then automatically the phenol concentration, which is not safe to the human being. So the excipients are not safe because of their doses. Each and every excipient will be having permitted. Another one is the preservatives may undergo deterioration upon aging and the decomposed products may be toxic or even it is discarded into the environment. Some cases, the decomposed products may cause some disagreeable gases or the contaminants may cause either water pollution or air pollution. So we have to take consideration because simply it is expired. So anyway, we are not going to use. It can be thrown into the dustbin. But what about the environment? So that factor should also be considered. So we have to take consideration for the chemical as well as its decomposed product also. Another one is renewable feedstocks. So as long as it is possible, we can go for utilizing resources that can be replenished naturally. So natural excipients. So that is excipients which are produced from plant, marine, even some microbial organisms, as cellulose can also be obtained from microbial organisms. Or even we have to appreciate the nature. For example, the ant soil, the soil which is means on which the ants are going to be grown. There are wonderful reports that that soil is also having, or the plants grown on that soil were found to be beneficial in terms of phytochemical constituents or the quality of phytochemical constituents yielded by the plants grown on ant soils are going to be more powerful compared with the other soil. So that is showcasing how geographical variations, not only the seasonal variations or the plant variations or species variations, even environment, we can say contaminated soil and uncontaminated soil, automatically the plants growing, their yield in terms of quantity, in terms of quality, both will be much appreciated. Another one is in order to generate the revenue as well as protect the environment, if you are preventing the waste involved in the production of drug delivery systems, automatically, if the waste is reduced, automatically the burden on the environment will also be substantially reduced. So it is better to design a process for drug delivery system in such a fashion that which process is going to reduce the waste. So biodegradable carriers in drug delivery system is the polymers. Here I had shown chitosan and alginate as the our India is blessed with huge marine sea coast. And similarly, we are having aquaculture in several states of India where we are having shrimp culture, aquaculture, mainly shrimp. So after cultivation, they are going to have that shrimp shells are thrown into the environment, which is causing the environment or the persons who are moving in such area may not be feeling comfortable because of such a bad smell yielded by shrimp shells. So that shrimp cells can be utilized as a source for generation for isolation of chitosan or its modified chitosan derivatives, which are having abundant medicinal applications, not only a pharmaceutical excipient to form some film forming agents, etc. Another one is seaweed. Our coastal will be having different types of seaweeds that may be red algae, green, yellow, brown, etc. And the sodium alginate, which is obtained from such kind of algae, is also varied from one area, one geographical location to another. For example, the Kerala culture is different from, sorry, my intention is not culture. The Kerala that sea coast may have some kind of algae which is not available in Andhra coast. So the content in terms of chemical point of view, biological aspect point of view, it is also quite different. So it is we should as a researchers we can identify which kind of alginate is obtained from which kind of seaweed and what are the benefits and which season we have to collect, how to collect, so such kind of research can be encouraged, and we can also be confined because The people who are living in Bapatla can have more accessibility for sea coast of Bapatla, and the persons who are living at Vizag may have same Bay of Bengal, but the environment is quite different. So the people can observe what kind of algae is available, what kind of organisms, that way micro or macro organisms are growing, and by using those organisms, which kind of products can be isolated. So we can compare from different geographical locations. Even if you are observing the natural product like turmeric, which is available from different geographical regions, like in nearby Tenali, Dugirala is there. Similarly, Ballari, Karnataka, and Kadapa, Rayalaseema. So they all are named as turmeric only, and all are having curcumin only. But the curcumin content, the terms of yield as well as the color of the turmeric is also different. We cannot say all are yellow. Even they are having different kinds of intensities, and some cases the user requirement specifications, some persons may require particular color. In order to impart that color, there will be a blending of different colors of different brands or different geographical locations of turmeric. Similarly, in case of chili also, which is having a colored pigment as well as capsin, and the capsin can be useful for a counter irritant, and we can use the capsin in different types of topical preparations. And another one is a color pigment, red pigment, which can be used in lipsticks or other in the kinds of coating of pharmaceutical dosage forms. Now the question is, it is called as red chili only, but there are different types of red chilies which are grown in different parts of our country. So which region, which variety is having more capsaicin content? That caption content can be determined, estimated by LCMS, etc., where we can have only quantity quantification. But what about biological activity? So biological activity may be differ from different areas. So that kind of things are required in order to identify the natural substances. And the other one is natural carriers like liposomes, which require the phospholipids. So we can make use of natural phospholipids, phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylserine, etc. By using them, we can prepare the liposomes, and we can have some harmless products. Harmless products in the sense where the carriers are able to break down easily. And so nanotechnology and green drug delivery systems. So in nanotechnology is a old concept only, but even then, still it is having wide opportunities. By increasing the surface area with the reduction of particle size, we can improve the effective absorption, bioavailability, as well as we can go for targeted drug delivery systems with nanotechnology. In case of physical targeting, where we can make exploitation of reticuloendothelial system, as which is going to trap the foreign particles based on the particle size. So by making use of the differentiation of the particle size, we can target different organs, tissues, that may be a primary targeting, secondary targeting, or tertiary targeting. Whatever the targeted drug delivery systems, we can manipulate the things by altering the particle size, particle shape, surface charge, by changing the composition, and by making use of the sustainable green materials, we can have more acceptability of the patient. Because if you are observing, so simple example, calcium. Nowadays, the most of the people are suffering with calcium. In order to use calcium supplements, one is a calcium carbonate, which is of a synthetic, and other one is calcium, which is derived from the seashells. The calcium derived from bones or seashells, which are having more acceptability, more absorption compared with the synthetic compounds. So the great Almighty created our environment, our human being, to accept the natural things rather than synthetic things. Even iron absorption is also, we require some active transporters. So in case of natural iron, absorption is going to be more compared with the iron supplements which are of synthetic in nature. So pathways to eco-friendly materials is plant-derived materials as cellulose, which is already mentioned, rice husk, etc., pectin, even the lemon peel, orange peels, which are going to be thrown into the environment. So we can make use of such kind of peel in order to isolate pectin. And other one is the bacterial cellulose from microbial organisms. And anyway, our objective is in order to create a non-toxic materials. So we cannot say a cellulose is safe. Cellulose derived from some components may not be safe. Simple example, mushrooms. So mushrooms grown in some area may not be safe. So contamination of the mushrooms may be possible, and accidental utilization or consumption of such kind of mushrooms, even it is edible product, but all mushrooms are not safe. So we have to take that such kind of consideration, such kind of things into consideration in design of any drug delivery systems, because our quantitative analysis may showcase it is cellulose, it is pectin, or it is alginate. But what is the safety of that alginate? So the other one is smart and responsive drug delivery systems, because 100% utilization is possible, so that underutilization, overutilization may not be required. So targeted drug delivery systems. So we are going to ensure that the drug reaches a specific site. So in our pictures, used to say showcase that the thief is going to occupy the sub inspector or circle inspector or DSP SP house, so that he will be safe, because the police people are not going to check normally the police department houses, because general expectation is that the police department authorities are not going to encourage such kind of thieves, and they are not going to give shelter to culprits. Similarly, in our body also we are having phagocytes, that may be lymphocytes, that may be macrophages. So, but some of the microbial organisms are wise enough that they will consider those cells are their heaven, and they are going to occupy those cells. So, if a macrophage is preoccupied with microbial organism, how you are going to introduce the drug into the macrophage? Because macrophage role is in order to eliminate the microbial organisms from our body. But accidentally and unfortunately, it is loaded with pathogens. Then how a drug, because drug is also a foreign body. So how a drug is going to enter into the macrophages? So that is a smart drug delivery systems. So smart thinking, smart act is required in order to face such kind of challenges. So which opportunity, which logically, which technology is suitable to treat such kind of pathogens. So minimization of off-target effects. Say rifampicin, which is commonly used to manage tuberculosis. If you are going for oral administration, before reaching the lungs, it will go on, it will pass through the liver, and the liver is going to trap some rifampicin, so automatically hepatotoxicity. So if you are preventing the exposure of liver to rifampicin, or rifampicin is going to occupy only lungs, we can cut down the dose of rifampicin, as well as we can safeguard the healthy status of the vital organ liver. So in that way, we have to think of reduction of off-target effects. And obviously, if you improve the bioavailability, we can reduce the dosage. So that is also the importance of responsive drug delivery system. And environmental trigger. Environmental trigger in the sense, the glucose triggered the insulin release drug delivery systems. So because some cases the glucose levels may be increased, then the demand for insulin should be high. And normal drug delivery systems are commonly the patient is going to take a 10 IU insulin morning, 10 night as prescribed by the doctor. But one case, because of his feelings, if he is not taking food, then automatically blood glucose levels are not going to be elevated and the insulin requirement is going to required. And similarly, in one day, he may have heavy walk, then insulin demand will be less because glucose level is not present or it is not shooted. So, as the amount of insulin which is supposed to be entered into the drug delivery system should be based on the patient requirements because each and every patient may not require the same amount of insulin, and similarly the same patient may not require same dose each day. It may vary within the day as well as intraday as well as interday, and hence if you are able to develop an environment to trigger drug delivery system, so that is response based drug delivery system that will be more acceptable and more need of hour to the patients. So the drug administration should be at the right time also, as we are having chronomodulated drug delivery systems. For example, nowadays most of the people are suffering with hyper cholesterol levels, so triglycerides or cholesterol may be most of the cases we are witnessing. Then the doctors used to prescribe some drugs which are going to act by reducing the cholesterol synthetase enzyme. That mechanism of action is by blocking cholesterol synthase enzyme. So if that drug is available at the time where cholesterol synthase enzyme is going to be triggered or is going to be more, at that time drug should be available. If other times the drug is available, then what is the use? So, right time, availability of adequate amount of the drug is essential. And my dear friends, so we have to concentrate on designing the drug delivery system in such kind of things. So, right time, right amount of drug delivery, drug should be released. So factors driving sustainable drug delivery systems is collaboration. Collaboration in the sense not only among the pharma industries, pharma agro, because in case of agriculture, they are producing some plants that may be horticulture. So we have to collaborate with such kind of fellows so that the knowledge can be shared and the utilization of that material in pharma or medicinal way, we have to collaborate. So our requirement, and similarly we can collaborate with people who are having nowadays we used to say every concept as AI, ML, database, big data, data mining, etc., etc. So we can rely on such kind of collaborators in order to make use of the exchange of knowledge. Material innovation, so developing eco-friendly and biocompatible materials, and we can have concentrate on nanotechnology aspects and design advancement, creation of efficient and user-friendly delivery systems. So these are all different factors on which we can think over and we can identify the required collaborators, and so that we can finalize, we can make use of their knowledge. So case studies if are observing with respect of green drug delivery systems. One example is chitosan-based nasal spray, because here the chitosan is biodegradable in nature, and liposomal doxorubicin and liposomes which are made with natural phospholipids and edible vaccine delivery. So the materials which are used for vaccine, the packing materials itself are edible because they are fabricated with plant-based materials. And regulatory and industry trends is WHO is initiating eco-friendly pharmaceutical products development, and FDA is also insisting a stringent regulatory monitoring, and European regulations are also more stringent towards controlling of various materials, and investments for pharma companies are also nowadays encouraging such kind of green technology or the drug delivery systems which are based on sustainable nature is encouraged by collaborators, and each and every concept will be having its own advantages as well as limitations. So the advantages are enhanced efficacy because we are make use of we are able to utilize most of the drug effectively, and hence its efficacy is going to be good. And safety is because the decomposed products are not harmful, so safety is increased, and environment is going to be protected because make use of biodegradable materials. And at the same time, we're also having some drawbacks like regulatory hurdles because the regulatory agencies are going to be allowed, or they are going to confine to the permitted list of excipients only, and they are not going to allow the other excipients and new excipient until unless we are not proving the safety of that excipient, and it should be listed into the orange book or any other the excipients permitted agencies. And cost trade-off because the excipients, the material incurred or the technology used in production of these materials may sometimes it may be cost, and biodegradability it may not be complete, it may be a partial, so that is also hurdle involved. And opportunities is the ultimate goal of eco-friendly healthcare, and artificial intelligence can be used in drug design and green biotech startups. So, and in order to have good collaborations, these are all different opportunities which are available for such kind of green-based drug delivery systems. So these are all some of the promising opportunities where we can make use of 100% utilization of drug delivery systems. So where we can have by using AI, we can identify a patient is responsible for which type of drug, which type of drug delivery system. Accordingly, we can suggest the same drug or some same drug delivery systems, so that in order to improve the accuracy and the precision of the results or findings, so such kind of technology are going to be used. And MSME is going to give some substantial grants for biotech startups, even DBT. So there are different government and non-government agencies in order to support such kind of startups which are based on the novel field. So, embracing a green pharmaceutical future. So, the journey towards sustainable drug delivery is a crucial step for the safeguarding the human being health as well as planetary health, and integrating environmental sustainability with the patient health priorities, because we should not compromise the environment as well as the patient. We have to protect the both parties. So innovation in drug design, delivery, and manufacturing, all and each and every step involved here is critical, and collaboration may also be a possible alternative in order to go for such a new or innovative technology. So these are all some of the areas which I wish to present before you related to this topic. And at the outset, once again, I wish to thank the organizers for giving me a chance to present a 1 hour lecture on some of the innovative research area. And I wish to congratulate and appreciate all participants who actively involved to listen, and so that you are going to make use of such kind of innovations, deliberations to your students, and we can improve the research further. Thank you, one and all. And if you are having any questions, please raise.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. The session is open for queries. Participants can ask questions. If they have any queries, you can get it clarified with sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you please proceed.
Sir, are there any limitations or like challenges in sourcing natural phospholipids, sir, at pharmaceutical, large scale pharmaceutical use?
So large scale pharmaceutical is scale up is definitely a task. R&D point of view, it is not a problem. Whereas in case of scale up issues, because we have to get the large quantities of phospholipids, and the sources of phospholipids should be standardized. because
Okay,
same
sir.
phosphatidylcholine obtained from different sources, even from egg also, we are having different types of eggs involved, and which type of egg and which season. These are all the variables. Until unless we are not controlling those variables, we cannot standardize the materials.
And also, sir, phospholipids derived from like you said, egg yolk and soya lecithin support green drug formulation strategies, sir.
Yes, yes, it is a good example of great, but R&D purpose, no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, please.
Sir, what are the incentives that can be put in place to encourage the development and adaptation of greener drug delivery systems, sir?
Because we are having, one is innovative, this concept, and second one is we can reduce the price of the product which is available nowadays to the patient. So in that way, it is going to benefit the patient. And the third one is, even in case of government insurance parties, etc., as we are going to reduce the cost incurred in the treatment of drug or drug delivery system, so in that way, revenue can also be generated. And the other one is the present scenario, environmental pollution can be reduced with such kind of drug delivery systems. So these are all the advantages of this concept.
Still anyone who is there to interact with sir? Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can get it clarified with sir.
Sir, how can we educate healthcare professionals and the public about the environmental impact of the drug delivery for a greener future?
Because, okay, it is possible by conducting some awareness programs. Even, for example, the college where you are working, in surrounding areas, or whenever there is an opportunity like Pharmacist Day, National Pharmacy Week, etc., we can have some public awareness programs. In that way, we can showcase the awareness among the public.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for clarifying the doubts.
Okay,
Sir, can
thank
I
you.
proceed with the closing remarks, sir?
Okay, madam. If the participants are not having any doubts, then you can please proceed.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, in the scientific talk, Dr. T.G.K. Murthy, sir, has elaborated us on the topic redesigning drug delivery for a greener future. In his talk, sir has highlighted about various drug delivery challenges, then followed by goals of green drug delivery, like use of biodegradable materials, renewable use of renewable resources, enhanced drug absorption, enhanced bioavailability of drugs, and circular economy. Then he has emphasized on the current delivery systems and their environmental impact as well. Then innovations in sustainable drug delivery devices, efficient supply chains, which can enhance the energy efficiency, like use of or adaptation of eco-friendly devices, recyclable package packaging design, especially to reduce the wastage. Then environmentally sustainable devices or processes. Then coming to pillars of sustainable chemistry in drug delivery, degradation design, then choosing or choice of safer chemicals, creating chemicals with minimal environmental impact, then renewable feedstocks, and waste prevention. Biodegradable carriers in drug delivery has been highlighted in a scientific talk. Then nanotechnology and green drug delivery aspects also have been covered. Under this, sir has quoted the example of usage of calcium supplements made from seashells compared to the synthetically made calcium carbonate, made from calcium carbonate. Smart and responsive drug delivery systems. Under this targeted drug delivery, minimization of target effects, then dosage reduction, environmental triggers. Here, sir has quoted the examples of chronomodulated drug delivery systems, for the treatment of diseases that are based on circadian rhythm, like treatment of hypertension and nocturnal asthma conditions. Use of natural phospholipids have been highlighted. Sir has presented case studies also, where he has quoted the examples of chitosan nasal spray, doxorubicin liposomes, and even edible vaccine delivery systems. Thank you so much, sir, for elaborating us on the topic redesigning drug delivery for a greener future.
Thank you, madam, because you concentrate on each and every slide. So that is more appreciable from my side.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee and all participants of this faculty development program, I extend our heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. T.G.K. Murthy, sir, for delivering such an insightful and intellectually stimulating session on redesigning drug delivery for a greener future. Your expertise and clarity in explaining complex concepts made the session both accessible and enriching. The depth of your research and the innovative approaches you presented have undoubtedly sparked new thoughts as well as discussions amongst our faculty members. We are truly grateful for the time, effort, and knowledge you shared with us today, sir. Your contribution has added immense value to this program, and we look forward to more such enlightening interactions in the future from you. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. T. Gopalkrishnamurthy, sir, for this stimulating and thought-provoking talk on redesigning drug delivery for a greater future, for a greener future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. You are most welcome. Madam, shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A small announcement for the registered participants. Dear participants, thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, tomorrow we have a valedictory session. At the same time, we have a resource person, Dr. MD Salahuddin, sir, Professor and Principal, Al-Amin College of Pharmacy, Bangalore. He will be presenting a scientific talk tomorrow, and followed by the valedictory session. Please, all of you, join for tomorrow's session on time. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Attendance sheet will be shared in WhatsApp group. Please fill and submit the form by today itself. Thank you. We are closing the session for today.